Ian, after leading for so long in that second half, how are you feeling coming away with only a point?
Yeah, I think we're disappointed with only a point out of the game based on the balance of play as well. I thought we were very good tonight again. I think they'll be much happier coming away with a point, but credit to them, they're very, very difficult team to break down, hard working, resilient, so they've got a lot of qualities that are going to, which is why they've been doing so well this season. So, but I felt that we, certainly in the second half, I thought we were fairly dominant. They really didn't create much, and obviously it's quite a bit of a freak goal. You know, they win the first contact on the set piece, but then it's bobbling about, bouncing about. Someone just told me it might even be an own goal, but I haven't seen it again. But it's one of them where it's just I think a little bit unfortunate to concede in that nature. But on the balance of play, I felt we were the better team.
It felt I dare say an unlucky goal to concede. What can you do about unlucky goals like that? I guess not a lot.
No, I mean there's always an element of randomness certainly with set plays. You know, they get first contact and where it hits someone on the back and then drops down, and that's it's very hard to plan for that. You just hope that you get the first contact on it, but it kind of fumbled its way in, and yeah, like you say, I think it's unlucky, but we created some good chances. Some of the openings we created in the second, I mean the goal we score is fantastic. Cal Roberts obviously hits the bar. Kyra Mitchell has a good chance at the end, so I think that we were the dominant force against a good team today. Yeah,
and how encouraged are you by that? Because it was in the first half, it felt like a real kind of chess match, two teams that had a lot of respect for each other.
Yeah, I agree. I thought that we came out and actually started first 15-20 minutes very well, but then I thought we started to use a few too many touches and played into their hands a little bit, and they maybe just started to play a bit more into our half, and I'd agree it was very cagey kind of first half. But I thought second half we came out and right from the off, we scored, and then we dominated really, and I felt in good control. But when you don't get the second and you play a team that's on the up and feeling in a good place, and they're getting some set plays and they've got those threats in there, then there's always that possibility. So we've really got to be a bit more ruthless to kill the game off. But listen, I think the two performances that we've had at home against two very good teams, we can take a lot from them. We'll be disappointed with the result tonight, but I think there's many good elements from the performance that if we continue to perform like that throughout the rest of the season, we're going to get a lot of wins.
This is a place that a lot of teams are always going to look forward to coming to, because it's a big stadium and it's a nice pitch. It's probably the nicest stadium in the entire division. So with that in mind, how important is it that when teams do come here, they actually come here thinking, well, it's going to be a nice pitch and it's going to be a big stadium, but it's not going to be easy playing against Notts at home because they're decent there?
Yeah, I think so. I think they respect us. You saw that. They stepped high and pressed, but we got through the press quite a lot. I saw the crowd was a little anxious towards the end when Pato was playing out, but when it worked, we created a lot of space, and kicking long against a team that's so physical and very dominant. You see the size of their three centre backs is obviously plays into their hands a little bit, so we had to take some risks from the back. But in general, I thought we performed well, so I'm happy with that.
Not many centre halves can curl a ball into the back of the net like that from 20 yards out. And also, I think with his wrong foot as well. If he's got a wrong foot, that's a pretty special goal.
It was, yeah. I was. That was not surprised. I won't say surprised, but I haven't seen him shift it and hit those bend those in with his right foot in training too much. But listen, you see Carl Cameron's qualities are just outstanding. I don't think he loses a ball in the air tonight. For me, the quality of a centre-back that's so dominant physically, that is so good with the ball, and you see that from the goal that he scores, but his passing in general in the game was very, very good, so a great performance from him all round. A
word for Matty Palmer as well, because he just bosses that midfield, and he always seems like, how like Michael Cheek seems to be in the right place as a striker, it feels like Matty Palmer seems to be in the right place all the time as a midfielder.
That's game intelligence. The kid's so bright. He just understands where the space is and arrives in it at the right time, and that is that's great to work with, because he's always available, and it helps us massively when we're building up.
There's something I'm curious about. Patterson is obviously so composed, and he's so highly rated up in the northeast where he's on loan from Sunderland. And when he came in here, I immediately assumed 21-year-old kid joining on loan, he's just here as a backup for Sam, and when Sam's fit, he'll probably be back off home, and Sam will be the number one. But I just wonder, with his performances, how much food for thought he's giving you, that when you do have those two fit goalkeepers to choose from, who gets the gloves?
Well, I'll tell you that when Sam's fit. But listen, Pato's doing brilliantly. He's so calm for a 21-year-old. He's coming and taking crosses. It was a great save for for their goal. He's just a little bit unlucky with where it bounces, but Yeah, he's doing fantastically well, and for a young lad, to gain this experience for him is invaluable. When Sam's back, there's competitions for places, and right now Pato is doing a great job, and he doesn't just come out the team because he's on loan. Right now he has it on merit, but we know that Sam is a great goalkeeper. He's a fantastic lad, and as soon as he's fit, there's going to be some great competition there.
Just finally, you go into one of the toughest matches, I guess, of the season this weekend, just based on the fact of Grimsby being top of the league. Grimsby's a tough place to go at the best of times, and also they're in such great form right now. I wonder whether or not you feel like you're actually in the right place to be taking on a match like that, given the last couple of performances.
Yeah, why not? I think we've stepped our performance level up and against better teams. I think we were maybe a little bit more passive, and in the games before that when we've played teams from the lower part of the division. But listen, if we can't be highly motivated after those two performances to go away to Grimsby and put on a performance there, this is what it's about. If we want to be in the running for things, we've got to go to Grimsby and put a performance in like we did tonight and Saturday.